in and we are admitting them. So welcome, Shubha ma'am. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our parents. Shubha ma'am has been HOD of Department of Mental Health, Delhi Public School, and she has an experience, over 25 years of experience in the field of inclusive education as a trainer and of course as a leader, because she's been involved in lots of policy makings, school leadership and general education of teachers as well. She is a Fulbright Distinguished Award, what she won from the Arizona State University, and an Americans with Disability, that's ADA Fellow in Inclusive Education from University of Minnesota. She has researched and completed on projects like universal design of learning, a flexible curricular to support the needs of children with multiple disabilities. She's won lot of awards, and I would like to mention them. She has been a role model. She's won the Role Model Teacher Award from Delhi Public School. She's won International School Award from British Council. She's won Bharat Nirman Award for outstanding contribution in the field of inclusive and special education. She is a founder and director of Anugraham, which is an initiative to spread awareness and empathy towards acceptance of students with diverse abilities. We welcome you, Shubha ma'am, to this webinar, and we are so excited to learn and be informed about the new policies and how our children can be included in the mainstream. So over to you, Shubha ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ritu, for that warm welcome. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you and the parents. Ritu is a co-professional and a dear friend of many years, and it was equally exciting for me to be invited to speak to you all. I hope I'm able to do justice to your expectations, and I will have some time set aside for questions, so we can have the presentation done, and then we can always go for the questions. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. So we are all here looking at mainstreaming of our children with hearing loss, and what are the steps that we can take as parents. What are the steps we can take to prepare our children, to prepare school, and be supportive to them so that they complete schooling. It's very apt that we are talking about this because 9 of my children have just completed 12th class with excellent results, just yesterday declared. इस बात की खुशी है कि they have stood against all odds. अभी हम inclusive education की बात कर रहे हैं, but this has been 14 years back also when they were in nursery. There's a lot of things to be done. So it is always a team effort, parents at the forefront, professionals, school teachers, principals, all together we have made it possible for these children. So I think in that spirit, we'll take the session forward today. So to just start with, whom do we identify as a person or a child with hearing loss? Somebody who's not able to hear as well as someone with normal hearing, somebody who's not able to respond to sounds in the environment, is not showing any reaction. And when we go for formal testing, we will find that they have the thresholds of 20 dB or sometimes slightly better in both ears. Again, hearing loss may be categorized as mild, moderate, severe, or profound. I'm sure you're all aware of these things. The idea here is that all children can be included in the mainstream classroom. Many times the schools may say that we will be able to take in only mild or moderate children. That is not true. With the correct amount of accommodations and flexibility, even children with profound hearing loss have benefited from mainstream education. So it can be a loss in one or both ears, and as you all know, it leads to difficulty in hearing and in speech, conversational speech, or even hearing certain sounds. So why are we looking at inclusion? Why are we looking at hearing loss? Because the impact can be so widespread. Definitely there is an impact in communication and speech. बोलने में एक दूसरे से या किसी और से बात करने में दिक्कत तो होती ही है. Definitely education is affected if we do not take the hearing loss into consideration and plan. Eventually, over a period of time, this leads to social isolation, and this again leads to loneliness and stigma. We all know that all of us need people. In this last few months, when we have had lockdown and we have been isolated within the families, we have found it so difficult. Imagine not being able to communicate with people, not being able to hear what others are saying, or not able to say what you want or convey. Communication, I would not call it a speech, I would say communication when it is impaired, and because of that the loneliness and stigma can be so tremendous. And eventually, when we do not look at children and individuals with special needs and do not make things accessible to them, the entire society and the economy is affected. The latest economic research says that people with disabilities are enabled and they are educated, included, given the skills for meaningful employment in life. Meaningful employment that will make them productive, resourceful, and also lead a life of dignity, then the country's overall economy also improves because there is such a large section. So wo sab kahan se shuru hoga? You can't have people being productive without the right education. Skilled labor or skilled life that will give them the proper remuneration. Ye sab education se shuru hota hai, which brings us back to today's topic, which is mainstreaming. So moving on, we will look at the school readiness, what we say. जो हम mainstreaming या inclusion की बात करते हैं, उसमें बहुत सारे factors जुड़े हुए हैं, which we will explore today one by one, and it is a planned activity. Whether it is a child with disability or without disability, anything as big as putting a child in a school, and that too in a mainstream school, has to have a lot of preparation. That is what we are going to see today. So to begin with, we will focus on three main essential components, and you will see that as parents, your role is there in every aspect. आपका role child को भी prepare करने में होगा, आपका role teachers के साथ collaborate करने में होगा, और support या extra intervention अगर कहीं से चाहिए, उसके लिए भी you have to be at the forefront as a parent. So getting all this information and making sure that you have these supports is going to ensure successful inclusion for our children. So first we talked about children's readiness or a ready child. What the child should be able to do when they are going to be mainstream. What are the skills that they need? How eager are they to go into a school? Are they prepared? एक बड़े स्कूल में जाना, बहुत बड़ा बिल्डिंग, बहुत सारे बच्चे, नए नए टीचर्स, नया माहौल, it could be intimidating or frightening for any child, more so for a child who is struggling to communicate. So enabling the child, giving them the skills, holding their hands and providing support is the right way to make a child ready. Then the school. We may be able to make our children ready. We will give them the skills. What about the school? Is the school ready? The schools mostly turn away children, those who are hearing impaired, or other disabilities also. And as I said, agar profound या severe loss है तो that becomes an excuse for them. हमारे पास स्पेशल एजुकेटर नहीं है, हमारे टीचर्स को साइन लैंग्वेज नहीं आता है, इतने सारे टीचर्स नहीं है, बच्चा कैसे कोप अप करेगा, हम तैयार नहीं है. These are the normal excuses जो हम देखते हैं that schools are going to give when it comes to mainstreaming. So it is important that we teach the school the things that they need to keep in place to help our child. तो जब हम किसी बच्चे को एक स्कूल में डालते हैं, इट्स अ मल्टीफोल्ड प्रोसेस. बच्चे को तो हम सशक्त बनाते ही हैं, बट वी आर सपोज टू डू इट फॉर द स्कूल ऑल्सो. एम्पावरिंग द स्कूल and empowering the teachers also sometimes comes to the role of the parent. So the parent here becomes a big facilitator if he is aware. If the school knows whom to approach, what to do for a child who is facing hearing loss, many times they are ready to give a seat, many times they are ready to mainstream. So hand holding to zaruri hi hai. We all need help at some point. तो वो help अगर हम स्कूल में दे सकते हैं टीचर्स को, that is going to help our child. And this help will take on different hues, or it will take on different aspects as the child grows. प्राइमरी में क्या होता है, मिडिल स्कूल में क्या होगा, फाइनल ईयर्स में क्या होगा, ये अलग अलग रंग लेने लगता है. एज अ पेरेंट it's important that we are in touch with all this and we ensure that the school also knows what it is supposed to do. So this leads us to the ready families aspect, that are the families ready? Does the parent have those skills to do? All parents want their children to go to mainstream schools. They want that their child should learn, grow with typically growing children. जैसे सोसाइटी डिवाइडेड नहीं है, वैसे स्कूल भी होना नहीं चाहिए. जहां हर बच्चा पढ़ रहा है, वहां हर हमारे बच्चों को भी मौका मिलना चाहिए. बट बिफोर दैट, डू वी हैव द राइट एटीट्यूड? स्कूल्स में क्रिटिसाइज, स्कूल्स में ऑलवेज से कि आपका बच्चा नहीं कर रहा है, आपका बच्चा कमजोर है, पीछे आ रहा है. आर वी गोइंग टू बी डिसअपॉइंटेड? आर वी गोइंग टू फील, have I made the wrong decision? Or are we going to get involved even before the school starts? Because education of children with hearing loss starts much before the child walks into a school. Why child with hearing loss? I would say for all children. When I conduct sessions for very young parents, I tell them start reading out to children at the age of 6 months. क्योंकि 6 महीने के उम्र से बच्चों को इमेजेस और वर्ड्स के साथ जो रिलेशन है वो बनाना आता है. दे कैन डू इट, दे कैन मेक दोस एसोसिएशंस. एंड इफ वी स्टार्ट स्टिमुलेटिंग देम फ्रॉम दैट एज, it becomes easier for them to walk into a school with the pre-reading skills. I'm sure Rituji will agree with me the importance of those preschool years. तो स्कूल जाने से पहले एज अ फैमिली आप क्या कर रहे हैं? What is the early learning and development that you are going to ensure your child has when they are at home? 1.5 साल का बच्चा, 2 साल का बच्चा, 2.5 साल का बच्चा में क्या लर्निंग है? कई बार ये रह जाता है. We are only looking at language development at the family level. That is not enough. आप बिना तैयारी के किसी भी बच्चे को स्कूल के अंदर, especially language के बिना भेजना, it will be difficult for the child. So ensure that as a family, how much are you contributing for this transition? So these 3 factors जब हम सोच के prepare करके चलते हैं, the transition is the change from the home to the school. बच्चा स्कूल में जाके initially 4 घंटा तो बैठेगा ही, तो वो वहां पर क्या कर रहा है? Is he feeling anxious? Is she okay? Is she able to communicate? If she is not able to communicate and if she is in distress, can she look for help? ये सारे चीजें जो ट्रांजिशंस में आते हैं, ये धीरे धीरे पॉजिटिव होंगे अगर हम तैयारी के साथ जाएंगे. एंड eventually you will see that inclusion is going to be very successful. Moving on, we'll now look at the ready child. बच्चे को तैयार करने के लिए what are the things that we need to look at? So one is the learning of the child and the developmental stage. Both, we need to look at both. So when we reach the school, what are the kinds of learning that the child will need to look at? What are the areas that will be looked into or visited by the teacher? आपका बच्चा लैंग्वेज में नहीं कर पा रहा है, वर्ड्स नहीं सीख रहा है, अल्फाबेट के साउंड्स नहीं आते हैं, 1 2 3 4 नहीं आता है, और that child is not able to navigate with it. There could be so many things. So we need to look at both learning and development. And also behavior. When the child is going to struggle in the school, it is going to reflect in the behavior of the child. So many times this could be a problem area that the school might bring up, saying that बाकी सब ठीक है, बच्चे का बिहेवियर अच्छा नहीं है, बच्चा खींचता है, मारता है, अजीब हरकतें करता है, आवाज नहीं निकालता है, पता भी नहीं है. So behavior is also one important aspect, and when communication is a problem, then children tend to misbehave. If we do not help them to communicate, then there will be ways they will behave or communicate inappropriately. गलत तरीके से communicate करेंगे, जो एक regular teacher शायद नहीं समझ पाएंगे और बच्चे को problematic label करेंगे. That is also our onus, that we teach the child to communicate properly, and hence we will be helping the child to behave properly. So the 3 main areas broadly, if you look at in a preschool or a primary class, will be literacy, phonological awareness शुरू होना आपके बच्चे के लिए जरूरी होना है. The schools will expect print as well as alphabet knowledge, comprehension of pictures, comprehension of words, and pre-writing. Now, long back it was recognized, or it used to be said that children with hearing loss or hearing impairment, it is very difficult for them to have phonological awareness, and it is not possible also. I do not agree. It is difficult. मुश्किल है, impossible नहीं है. Finer sounds में जाके उनको दिक्कतें आ सकती है, जैसे द या ध, त, थ, ऐसे फाइनर वर्ड्स में आपको इंग्लिश हो या हिंदी हो, बट ओवरऑल फोनोलॉजिकल अवेयरनेस, जहां हम बोलते हैं कि मेजर साउंड्स जो अलग अलग होते हैं, जैसे स, म, र, ल, इनके बीच में तो they are able to do it, and especially if your children are having the hearing aids, or if they are have an implant, definitely they are going to have the phonological differentiation skill. Let us not underestimate our children. They can do it. And हो सकता है कि कोई बच्चा 6 महीने में सीखेगा, कोई बच्चा 2 साल में सीखेगा, पर जरूरी नहीं कि वो बच्चा बिल्कुल ना सीखे. Do not give up. And as they move up, looking at the words, looking at the alphabet का written और picture को देख के, they will know that these are 2 different words. So त, थ सुनने में कोई दिक्कत हो सकती है, देखने में, पहचानने में दिक्कतें नहीं आएंगे, क्योंकि these children visually process information a lot. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, थोड़ा स्पेलिंग एरर्स में आएंगे. तो दिस इज फॉर अस टू इन्फॉर्म द टीचर्स दैट when the child is unable to differentiate the phonological sounds of the same letter, spelling could be affected. So dictation is not an option at the primary level for children with hearing loss and hearing impairment. How do we overcome this? जब आप फोनोलॉजिकल अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करेंगे अपने बच्चों में, तो प्रिंट के साथ अल्फाबेट के जो पिक्चर है उसके साथ बताइएगा, so that they can associate the sound with the image of the alphabet. साथ ही if you use pictures, then that alphabet or that letter becomes meaningful. एक simply क या म सिखाने से अच्छा है, अगर मैं कमल बताऊंगी और कमल का फोटो भी दिखाऊंगी, तो वो एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कॉन्सेप्ट से कॉन्क्रीट कॉन्सेप्ट में आ जाएगा, और कमल वर्ड सीखते वक्त बच्चा क, म और ल तीनों चीज सीखता है. Similarly, when we are teaching maybe the consonant, vowel, consonant words in English, if you are going to teach your child English as the primary language, then you should be using pictures while teaching the sounds, and pictures while teaching the alphabets, so that this is not an abstract concept for the children. For the other children who are typically growing and they do not have hearing loss, they have the benefit of differentiating between the sounds. Since our children are not having that advantage, visual picture के जरिए वर्ड्स सिखा के उसके बाद अल्फाबेट और फोनोलॉजिकल अवेयरनेस लाना इनके लिए ज्यादा मीनिंगफुल रहेगा. When if you are exposing your child to one language of communication, which is usually done at this age, there are now approaches जहां पर दो languages भी शुरू हुए हैं, with research showing that children have the cognitive capacity to learn more languages. मतलब बच्चों में जो इंटेलिजेंस है वो क्षमता के जरिए वो लोग 2 लैंग्वेजेस या बहुत सारे लैंग्वेजेस सीखते हैं. लेकिन हमारे बच्चों के लिए क्योंकि लैंग्वेज साउंड एरिया वीक है, we usually stick to one language. In that case, please look for the school which will support that one language. अगर आपने हिंदी ही सिखाया है और आप चाहते हैं कि इंग्लिश मीडियम में जाके बच्चा अच्छे से सेटल होके इंक्लूड होगा, तब आपका डिसीजन ठीक नहीं है. You must, and if you want your child to learn English, it is better that you expose the child to English from the beginning. Over a period of time, if Hindi is used at home or any other language is used at home, the child will pick up to communicate. But learning the language as a subject might still become a problem. So giving this information to the school is important right at the beginning about the language of preference for the child, from the child's point of view. And also comprehension of pictures, which I've talked about, that pictures are going to be easier for the child to relate, and comprehension of simple words, the words that will be utilized in class, which will be done in the class, that has to have an exposure way back at home before the child goes, or again reinforced at home along with pictures. Words के साथ pictures देते रहिएगा, जरूरी है, क्योंकि बिना pictures के it is going to be slightly more difficult. See, visual clues and picturization is something that all of us are benefiting from. Few days back I was talking about middle school differentiated instruction. मैंने वहां non-linguistic representation के बारे में ही बताया. ऐसे बहुत सारे चीजें हैं जो हम वर्ड्स नहीं जानते हैं लेकिन पिक्चर पहचानते हैं. So बच्चों में तो this is a big strength. You must use words along with pictures initially for a few years, at least when you are reinforcing concepts at home. Pre-writing concepts are all related to this. So also, if ensure that your child is able to have a good grip, is able to write between the lines, so they know that they have to write from left to right. छोटी छोटी बातें होते हैं जो हम भूल जाते हैं बच्चों को बताने के लिए. जैसे नोटबुक में जो है 4 line हो या 2 line हो, we start from the margin at the left side and move towards the right. ऊपर से शुरू होके नीचे तक जाते हैं. We assume that बच्चों को ये सब आता है, but ये चीजें अगर हम बच्चों में ये स्किल्स शुरू से डाल देंगे तो क्लास में अगर टीचर ये बातें बोल रही है और आपका बच्चा नहीं उसको फॉलो कर पा रहा है तो भी he is aware of these things. Because at home we are dealing with one child, 1-to-1. The child is able to stop, ask whether there is any problem. In the class, if he or she cannot hear or understand, they may not in the initial years approach the teacher. बाद में जाके we will empower the child कि आप टीचर से पूछिए, लेकिन इनिशियल ईयर्स में कई बार बच्चे नहीं पूछते हैं. टीचर को लगेगा बच्चे ने सुन लिया, बच्चे को पता नहीं कि कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस लेफ्ट आउट हो गए हैं. तो जितने भी इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, that is better that it is repeated at home. When it comes to the cognition part of learning at the pre-primary and primary levels, basically the mathematical skills. So again, counting, recognition of numbers, understanding numbers, so big, small, large, less, more. जितने भी vocabulary आपको लगता है कि स्कूल में यूटिलाइज होगा, उसका एक लिस्ट बनाइए और उसको सिखाइए एट होम. कई बार आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट ऑलवेज गेट बैक टू द टीचर, रिक्वेस्ट हर कि आप एक दो क्लास वहां बैठ सकते हैं, सुन सकते हैं कि टीचर्स क्या क्या इंस्ट्रक्शंस दे रहे हैं, उसको नोट कीजिए और घर में रिपीट कीजिए बच्चों के लिए, सो दैट दे आर एबल टू नो. Along with that, knowledge of shapes, classification. Classification is one excellent way of increasing the vocabulary in children, because jab hum vocabulary at this stage, hum bombarding the children with vocabulary, it is better that we classify it, jo aapka preschool mein aata hai. So if you're going to talk about numbers, तो numbers के एक vocabulary होगा, fruits का एक vocabulary होगा, स्कूल में क्या क्या चीजें मिलेंगे आपको क्लासरूम में, चेयर, डेस्क, विंडो, डोर, ब्लैक बोर्ड, स्क्रीन, अभी इट्स ऑनलाइन, और इफ यू से स्क्रीन, माउस. सो each category, it will be easy for the child to learn if it is classified and organized, and the child will be also able to classify things later on. Organizational skills को हम इसी तरह से बच्चों में सिखा सकते हैं कि जब आपके पास बहुत सारी चीजें पढ़ने को है तो अब आप उसको अलग अलग कॉलम्स में, जैसे अभी मैंने आपके लिए 3 कॉलम्स कर दिए, एक I've classified this into 3 different boxes. So it's easier for you. If I clustered them all together, it would have been, just a messy thing of so many bulleted points. So it's important to classify, and of course patterns I've just put because it is in the mathematical category. So patterns could also mean shapes which have no meaning for the child, like an is equal to or a question mark. It's a pattern, but does the child know the meaning of it, is what you are supposed to be telling the child. Apart from literacy and cognition, they will also be expected to know about the physical world and the natural. So good morning, it is morning, and when they are leaving in the afternoon, good afternoon, or it is winter, it is summer, the physical world. All the vocabulary that is utilized, please ensure that you are going to expose your child to these words, again, as I said, with pictures, so that they are able to understand and utilize these vocabulary in the school setting. At the same time, it is important that we tell the children that there could be new words that the teacher has used. So when the child comes back, the child has to be asked, did you see any new word in the school? Did the teacher use any new word? The child may not be able to reproduce that word exactly, but at least धीरे धीरे बच्चों में ये skill आ जाएगा कि मम्मी ने जितना सिखाया है उसके अलावा भी there could be new things to learn, और मैं अपने तरफ से I have to make an effort to learn more vocabulary. Okay, reasoning is another skill that we need to teach our children at the school primary level, where if the teacher is asking you to wait, if the teacher is asking you to sit, or she sit in a particular place, सब बच्चों का place बदलता है, मेरा सिर्फ सामने बिठाती है teacher, because it is to enable you to hear better. So cause effect reasoning skill बच्चों में शुरू से inculcate कीजिए, it will come in very handy. Later on, they do face a lot of problems when it comes to adolescence. They don't want to do this like any other child. But शुरू से अगर हम cause effect reasoning skills के को sensitize करते हैं बच्चों में, it makes their life easy in an inclusive environment. Now the ready school, we are preparing the child. What about the school? What does the school have to do? So the school also needs to have some inclusive practices to understand that they have children with diverse abilities. They have a child coming with hearing loss, a hearing impairment, maybe using hearing aids, maybe having a cochlear implant. And how are we going to create the environment which is inclusive? So they have to divide, they have to bridge the divide between home and school. The transition has to be easy. So for that, to begin with, we would say, please introduce the child to all the teachers whom they may be meeting at a daily basis. The Aya Didis, the teachers, the peers, 3 or 4 of them at least, some comfortable faces before they enter the main school. Let the teachers communicate with the child, understand how the child communicates. Because until and unless the teacher is going to be comfortable with communication, it is not going to help either the teacher or the child. It may take a while, but let the teacher learn to communicate with the child. And here, what is hearing impairment? बच्चे का hearing loss कितना है? What are the terminologies that she may be absolutely new listening to? ये सब कई बार parent का role होता है, because the parent knows each and every child. They know their child. Ma'am, आपको ना लेफ्ट साइड से बात करने से शी इज एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. मैम आप ये सिंबल्स या हैंड जेस्चर्स के साथ बात करेंगे तो शी इज एबल टू. मैम शी इज अ लिटिल शाई, शी विल नॉट आंसर फर्स्ट टाइम. आप 2-3 बार पूछोगे तो बताएगी, या आप पूछ के आप 2 मिनट रुकिए, वो प्रोसेस करके सुन के 2 मिनट बाद जवाब दे. तो दीज आर द स्मॉल थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू कन्वे टू द टीचर. Also, before the child enters, the school should be communicating in all possible ways. So all the things that we take for granted for the typically behaving children, it should be in an accessible format for children with hearing loss. Iska matlab, visually the school should be rich. Classroom kahan hai? Classroom nursery A mein hai, 2B mein hai, wo usko, not all schools have these placards placed. We take it for granted, but agar wo placard hai, क्लास में जाओ तो बच्चा मे बी इज एबल टू गो टू हर क्लासरूम्स. एक्टिविटी रूम तो पता ही नहीं है क्योंकि वहां पर बोर्ड ही नहीं लगा है. या टॉयलेट, गर्ल बॉय का पिक्चर लगाया है, बट डज अ चाइल्ड नो? सो इट विल नॉट harm if the school has some additional communication boards, symbols, and these things. So we start with actually an audit of how accessible the classroom is for the child. बच्चे को क्लासरूम में कितना एक्सेसिबिलिटी है टू द लैंग्वेज एंड टू द करिकुलम एज वेल एज द अदर फैक्टर्स. और जहां जहां आपको लग रहा है यू कैन प्रोवाइड योर सपोर्ट टू द स्कूल, टेल देम कि यू कैन मेक द क्लासरूम एक्सेसिबल. क्लासरूम के बाहर क्या क्या एक्सेसिबिलिटी करना है. एक्सेसिबल बोलते ही स्कूल को सिर्फ रैंप का आइडिया आता है. दे ओनली हैव, मोस्ट स्कूल्स थिंक दैट एक्सेसिबिलिटी मीन्स ओनली फॉर द फिजिकली इम्पेयर्ड. So ramp है हमारे पास, ramp हो या ना हो, a child with hearing loss needs other kinds of accessibility. So many times the parents have to step in every now and then. आपने एक बार audit कर दिया, खत्म नहीं होता है. Ideally an audit has to be done every 6 months. And many times there could be special educators in the school, but they will be trained in some other area. हो सकता है स्पेशल एजुकेशन उन्होंने ऑटिज्म में किया है, हो सकता है विजुअल इम्पेयरमेंट में किया है. तो आपका बच्चा उनके पास पहला बच्चा है जो हियरिंग लॉस के साथ आया है. सो दे आल्सो मे नॉट बी अवेयर ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. यू कैन प्रोवाइड हेल्प, यू कैन प्रोवाइड सजेशंस कि स्कूल आप इस तरीके से कर सकते हो. Ensure that your child is able to utilize the school environment comfortably. साथ ही audit of appropriate assistive devices. आपका बच्चा अगर कोई assistive devices जैसे hearing aids या जो भी है, that is there. Other than that, what? Could there be an additional speaker? Can she use a Bluetooth headphones which is there with the visual board which is there? So जैसे जैसे technology, now children will go back to schools one day. आज नहीं तो कल जाएंगे ही. लेकिन क्या appropriate assistive devices है, ये आपका काम है देखने के लिए और स्कूल को सजेस्ट करने के लिए. And when there is good information given, I have seen that most schools are ready to do it. They might take a while, but अगर parent बताते हैं ऐसे कोई assistive device जिससे बच्चे को ज्यादा comfort हो और जिससे उसका education बिना कोई बाधा के चले, schools are receptive. This child should be familiar with the physical environment of the school. So I suggest that when the child is going to an offline school, it is important that we take the child around the environment that she will be moving. Classroom se toilet, classroom se agar playground hai, the way to go, come back, activity room hai ya dance room hai ya kahin aur jana hai, it is better that the child is familiar. And the most important part is for the peers to be sensitized. Children by default are curious और छोटे बच्चे ज्यादा. तो अगर हम उनको सही information देंगे तो it is important, they are able to rise up to the expectations that we have. So if your child has a cochlear implant or is using hearing aids, it's important to tell the children that this child is using this. So उसके साथ छेड़ना नहीं है, उसको तंग नहीं करना है, कुछ पूछना है तो टीचर से पूछना है, एंड जनरल क्लास को सेंसिटाइज करना है. 2-3 सेंसिबल और सेंसिटिव बच्चों को एक्सक्लूसिवली बड़ी सिस्टम में डालना है ताकि वो इस बच्चे के साथ हमेशा रहेंगे. और अगर बच्चा इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं सुन पा रहा है या फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहा है, 1-to-1 these children can be there as a buddy for this child. And in the school we usually tell the teacher कि buddies को आप change करते रहिए, एक ही बच्चे को साल भर मत रखिए, बच्चा भी they have other things to do. So कई बार parents भी complain करने थे. It's important that the buddies are trained and changed every now and then. इस तरीके से क्या होगा कि आपके बच्चे का friend circle भी बढ़ेगा and every child will get sensitized. So these recommendations many times come from the parent कि मैम बड़ी change कर दीजिए, 2-3 महीना हो गया है. So please be proactive. As parents, you can really make the schools supportive and ready for children with special needs. After that, I'm still not over with the parent role. You have much more to do. So as I said, your parenting attitude, sometimes we see that there could be a difference in what the mother wants and what the father wants, or mainly what the parents want and what the grandparents want could be very difficult. So the parents are the main factors in the growth of the child. At the end of the day, the school will call you only. The school will not call the grandparents or the aunt or the uncle or the neighbor who's giving advice. So your goals, your beliefs, आप अपने बच्चे के लिए क्या चाहते हैं, that is most important. So घर में किस तरह का माहौल है, आप किस तरह के एक्टिविटीज में आपके बच्चे को एंगेज कर रहे हैं, किस तरह के गेम्स या रीडिंग बुक्स, जो भी है, you are supposed to be the one who is steering the wheel. And as I said, if you are able to go and observe the activities in the school that your child is getting engaged in and repeat those activities at home on a one-on-one situation, your child is going to have a better chance of getting used to an inclusive atmosphere. Few additional things which I thought of, because vocabulary is one main thing, is for the teacher, you can make a list of the words that your child can follow, what she can speak. Also make a list of the words that your child needs to know in school and the daily commands that she will need for your child, for your teacher, for the peers. So these could be different for different things. Like for example, the teacher could be using a command like, okay, lunchtime now, all of you put away your books. Whereas for the peer, it could be, can we go to the washroom? So here the child is having a command and there the teacher is giving a command. So the child needs to be familiar with as many commands as possible, and what the child knows, the teacher also needs to have a list of it. If possible, I strongly recommend providing visual cues for the difficult words for the commands, so that if the teacher can, when she's giving the command, she can place these visual cues paper next to the child and point to this, speaking as well as providing a visual cue. Over a period of time, with the routine, with the timetable that goes, like clockwork in a school, the child will learn to leave her visual cues and just anticipate the command. Updating this command list or vocabulary list is very important because teachers do have new things to say. Children will have new things to learn. when you're supporting the teacher, also try and tell her that some of the commands can be kept same. Let the teacher not be very innovative in giving new things about, small things like break time over or English class about to start. तो एक ही words use करेंगे बार बार for some time, at least for 2 months or for 1 month, till the child learns those words. Then the teacher can use a new command. It will be much easier. So the parents' support for the school, I feel, is a huge area that sometimes we miss out on. हम अपने बच्चों के साथ, we know what to do. We assume that the school is providing support, and sometimes we forget that the teacher needs hand holding. And many times, as I said, even a special educator in the school might require extra input, क्योंकि आप अपने बच्चे को जितना जानते हैं वो special educator may not know. Where are we? What's the time? Okay. So moving on, I quickly wanted to have some look at the domains of development that we look at is physical, language, socio-emotional, and cognitive, on which I'm going to only focus much on language and socio-emotional, because usually our children do not face issues in physical and cognitive. So moving on, when we look at the socio-emotional development, it's very important that what kind of relationship does your child have with adults, because she's going to meet more adults than she has met with in the family. Is she comfortable when an adult approaches her, talks to her? So make sure that you inform your child in the school she's likely to meet more adults, more children, and when you do this, the child is more comfortable meeting them, interacting and communicating with them. It's important for the teacher to understand that every child has a sense of identity and she needs to address the child by name. She just does not need to, as an additional work. Sometimes teachers do this mistake. Class में 30-35 बच्चे हैं, special needs बच्चा है, extra work है, तो फटाफट खत्म करो काम. Rarely do they communicate and talk to the child. This may lead to a problem in identity. The child doesn't belong. So many grown-up children have mentioned this. मैं स्कूल में तो था, included था, पर friends नहीं थे, teacher हमसे कभी बात भी नहीं करती थी. Unless and until it was academic work, काम खत्म हो गया, book complete किया, notes दे दिया, कितने marks आए? No. So sensitize the teacher that she has a huge role in the socio-economic, socio-emotional development of children, and she should treat the child as an individual. When the teacher does this, the peers also follow. बच्चे teacher को देख के वही चीज करेंगे, so your child will have a better way of belonging. Also teach your child to cooperate, play group games, share material. These are skills that they may not willingly not learn, but they may not be able to do it because of information input nahi pahuncha hai, isliye they may lag behind. So we have to make a very sincere effort or a effort in teaching these skills to the children so that they are able to interact with their peers. Teaching social skills and problem solving skills, very important. So if your child is facing hearing loss, if they are, it is important for you to ask them every day whether she's able to hear. If they are using hearing aids, to check whether the hearing aids are working. They are very young children. They may not be able to understand that hearing aid काम नहीं कर रहा है. Sensitize the teacher. And बच्चे को ये skill सिखाना, जब सुना ही नहीं दे रहा है, टीचर के पास जाके show through some card or some tug or maybe hold her hand in some way which the teacher will know that इस बच्चे को वो चीजें सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है जो मैं बता रही हूँ, तो मुझे I have to use some other way. This is a small problem solving skill. अगर हम इतना भी बच्चे को सिखाएंगे, you can make a small flash card or a placard saying unable to hear, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, and if the child cannot hear, she just has to show it to the teacher, so the teacher will do whatever she has to. Use more visual cues, check the hearing aid, call you maybe, but it is a small step towards problem solving. This is not a, what should I say? It's a very, very informal language development structure. ये formal language development नहीं है. So this is for parents. So I just put it in the way I felt that the child should progress. So there are 4 steps mainly which I have put is your child is using single words. Your child understands single words. At school level, they should be able to name pictures. So there should be enough visual cues. And if